How's it going, internet? I hope you're having a lovely day. It's that time again. It's time to get into some animation. It's time to get creative, time to get that imagination running wild, and it's time to get inspired. And today's inspiration comes from Eisner. If you're not familiar with his work, check right over there. He is basically the godfather of the graphic novel, really. Phenomenal comic artist and illustrator and writer and just creative mind in general. And he had amazing line work. Just a phenomenal creative person. And I love, he's got solid anatomy, solid line work, and just a creative mind, such a creative mind. He did work on Spirit, was his main claim to fame. It's a phenomenal. I keep saying the word phenomenal now. Obviously, his work definitely inspires me. And just great line work, really great coloring. I really like this one. I thought that was a really creative cover. And definitely someone that I'd love to pour into studying way more. But if you haven't checked out his work, there will be more of it in the description below. And I wanted to share a quote with you that I found from him, and that was, "As for me, I'm in pursuit of excellence. I have no time to get old." And I think that's a great mindset to have, that you're always pursuing excellence no matter what your limitations are. You know, it doesn't matter if you're too young, it doesn't matter if you're too old, it doesn't matter if you're too tired, it doesn't matter if you're in a bad mood, it doesn't matter whatever that is, but always be in that pursuit of excellence in your work. And again, there's going to be times where your work's going to, peak and valley, definitely times where you're going to be distracted or anything, but being able to strive for that excellence is really what's the key, to have that mindset of that's where you want to be, so that, maybe today wasn't the excellent day, but you're continuing to work and build on that as your journey continues. So that being said, let's go ahead and dive into our animation. This is the Mamooth rig. It's a free rig you guys can grab over at Creative Crash, and again, a link to it will be in the description below if you guys want to check that out as well. And if you're not familiar with this series, what we'll be doing for the rest of the videos, we give ourselves 48 frames. That's 2 seconds of animation. Go off and I find a different rig that I've never used before, and I share with you guys, so it's a free resource you can check out. And we just kind of see what we come up with. Be a little bit of kind of over the shoulder and hang out with me while we animate. A little bit of instruction, and hopefully my real goal in doing these videos every day is to hopefully inspire you guys to go off and create your own stuff. Either you see the stuff that I'm doing and you're like, I don't know how to do that, I want to try it out, or you see it and you're like, you know what, I can do way better, and then you go off and you make it. Either way, my goal is whatever medium that's your favorite to use, that maybe you get that spark of creativity lighted inside of you, and then you go off and create your own stuff. And if you do, definitely share it back down below so I can see the amazing stuff you guys are coming up with as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and get in here and play around with this guy. So what I was thinking for this one is kind of do fairly vanilla-ish style walk, but really amp up that trunk and wave that back and forth, so that would be the focal point. I think that would be fun to play with. It looks like it's got a lot of controllers, and I haven't done too many trunks before, so I think that would be kind of fun to do. So make sure we just have our nerve curves, nerve surfaces, and polygons selected. Let's turn our grid off. Let's go ahead and save our file. Remember to save multiple versions and save often. And we are using Autodesk Maya 2014 for this one as well. So if you guys want to check that out, again, check out the description below. So let's go ahead and posing a little bit here. Maybe lower the hips a little bit too. Maybe rotate them up a little bit as well. Sway the back down a little bit. I like to kind of get that swayed back. Just a personal preference, but I like it. Oh, cool. Definitely a lot of different controllers in those ears as well, so that'll be fun to play with. And let's go ahead and rotate these feet out a little bit, just so they're not straight forward. Might be a little too much. We'll see there. And let's go ahead and bring that guy down. Just want to tweak up the pose a little bit more. Drag that schnoz a little bit more. Lift it out there and drag there a little bit. Try to create that nice line throughout if we can. Almost like a breath controller for the head. Squint the eyes a little bit more. Yeah, let's kind of close that mouth a little bit more. I think I want to do an angle where we don't really see that mouth. I don't like the way that, personal preference, but I think it's kind of a funky little mouth, so I think I want to go for an angle, something like this, maybe something like that. Maybe something like this, that way we get nice silhouette throughout there. So let's go and save our file one more time. And let's go ahead and set our frame range. We'll do from 0 to, let's actually go 60. 63. I think I want to do these a little bit slower for these steps. This would be 14 per step instead of 12 that we usually do our pace on. So again, let's go ahead and grab everything, go to frame 0, and set our first key, and let's start building the walk, which is going to be the feet and the hips. And we'll go ahead and bring those forward. And translate the hips forward here. Grab these two, it's up there, go to 28, right forward. Hips forward again. Lock them in there. And it's at 40. 14, 32. It should be 42, right? Yeah, 42. And push that forward again. 56 from there. Okay. Go ahead and set those, and go to 56. Move that forward. And that looks like a 70 frames here. Go ahead and get into this guy, set those there, and bring it forward here. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Again, this is just the foundational stuff. Okay, and let's go ahead and get into Window, Animation Editor's Graph Editor. Let's look at our Translate X, which in this case is going to be that left to right movement, or right to left from this angle. And let's make that a constant, so it's not slowing in or slowing out, but it's got a fairly even amount of movement throughout. Okay, that feels pretty good. Now let's go ahead and grab the feet again, and let's lock in those keys we already have, and we'll get those passing positions set up. So again, we're doing this on kind of a base 7 system, so we'll do that in 7, and 35, and this is, like I said, where math comes in handy. If you can do quick math, for sure, it's going to help, you know, on your multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Not heavy math, but basic math. Helps you be able to set up your shop really well. So stay in school, kids. Okay, and let's go here, and raise up there. And I think we'll do little steps in the back and big steps in the front. So we'll take the translation Y on both the back feet, and we'll even it up as well, but we'll also lower it down so it's a little more uniform throughout each of this step. Feels like there's a decent amount of translation, similar amount there. And now let's look at the front steps, and I think they're still a little bit higher than I want, so we'll lower them a little bit, but even amount as well. Let's go ahead and look at that now. So you'd feel like the front steps are really long, and then the back steps are kind of dragging there. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and do a little translate Z here to tip the hips over the planted foot. And we're going to 21, and then we got 35 after that. 49. 56, 63, and then back again to 0. So let's go ahead and look at that. Feels like it's probably a little over the top. So let's scale it back and also even it out, because obviously we're favoring one side kind of over the other. So let's balance that out a little bit more and also squash it down. Okay, and let's add a little bit of rotation here. Should be, in this case, what's that rotate? I guess let's rotate X here. A little bit of tip there, tip this way, just so there's a little bit of rotation mixed in with that translation. And 0 out. Okay, and let's go ahead and squash that down a little bit more too. Just feels a little over exaggerated than I want, and we're obviously going to offset this stuff in the chest as well. So, and then let's go ahead and rotate with Y to favor the front planted foot here. In this case, it's going there, so we're just rotating the hips to favor that one since it's the forward foot. And again, we're going to have to offset what we're doing here in the chest to get that good bit of twist and everything that we want. Okay, and again, let's go back into our graph editor and make sure that we did a good amount between the two. And I'm gonna do another lip sync or maybe a dance coming up soon. Got a couple of requests for doing some different stuff. So that's in the works. Just gotta find a good clip or a good rig that I can use. Because unfortunately at this point right now, with having done, let's see, about 3 months of different free rigs, a lot of the ones that I would say are really like top notch I've probably covered at this point. But if you have any suggestions or anything, definitely in the comments below, let me know if there's a rig in particular that you'd like to see me use or that I haven't covered yet or anything as well. But it's becoming a little more difficult every time to find different ones to use, and especially with like lip sync stuff, you want to get one that you can really get into. And I'm going to have other rigs, but I'll try to keep it based on those free rigs so that it's always something that you don't have to put a monetary investment into to try out for yourself. Because there's a bunch of ones that I have from school and other places that are a lot nicer rigs, but I like doing the free aspects of stuff because I want people to be able to use these videos. I want you guys to be able to watch them and everything. It's kind of like an intro to see if you like this kind of stuff. And then if you do, there's great schools like Animation Mentor or iAnimate or a bunch of wonderful schools that you can go to for really like in-depth studying and stuff too. But I feel like I wanted to do these kind of videos to kind of offer a service that I felt wasn't really around for free when I was first learning. So hopefully you guys appreciate that stuff and I'm getting some good value out of that. Okay, this is way too much lean here. Let's go ahead and pull that back. Do I want to go the other way? Do more. Okay, what's wrong? It's not working out so well right now. Well, let's just wait till we get all the rotates and everything in there before we go too far. Funky because the shoulder controller does both the head and the shoulders. Unfortunately, there's not a neck controller to offset it with, so we're going to have to figure out how we're going to get a workaround on that. Let's keep building in our rotations and then we'll figure it out here. And that's the fun part about trying out different rigs all the time, is that you get different challenges that you have to approach versus using the same rig all the time where you can get really comfortable. because I felt like that was working pretty well, but we don't really have anything to offset with, so we have to keep it toned down for sure. Still have the basic movement in that, but just not nearly as much. Tone down. Just too much. Okay. This is the part about finding a good balance between one and the other. Okay, let's still just tone everything down here still. Even more. Just too swayish, swearing, sway. Patrick Swayze. Feels a little bit better. Okay, let's get into doing some feet stuff here. Get away from these hips for a second. Let's go ahead and drag that back. Lift it forward. Plant it down. Drag it back. Lift it forward. Plant it down. Drag it back. Lift it forward. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of drag there, and drag there. There we toe controls. Let's hit some up and down. Maybe that's what we need. We haven't really done too much with that yet. A little laggy. Let's go ahead and save our file just in case. Like I said, it's always good to save multiple versions and to save often as well. Add a little bit of up and down, maybe get some more weight feeling in here since the side to side isn't really going as well as I would like it to. Keep that back down there. Let's go ahead and look at that and see how we're going. This is probably too much on the head, but we'll get there. I want want this to kind of work at the same time as the hips so that we can do the middle section on different timing and get that breaking up the movement. So let's go ahead and look at that now. Okay, probably a little too much, so we'll tone it down, but I think that's headed in the right direction. And let's look here. Go down. So go 4 is down. Is up. Go every 7 frames where we flip it. Okay, let's even that up a little bit more, but it's starting to come together. And let's also do a little bit less of it. I feel like it's a little too much at this point. So we'll squash that back a little bit. But I think the idea is there. So let's go ahead and see that now. Last one just felt a little neutered, so I wanted to see why that was. That feels a little better. And now let's see if we can't do a little bit of rotate maybe on here. Down. Down, up, and down, up, and down. Okay, and we don't want a lot of this, so let's scale that back. And then we'll have to kind of offset it with that neck controller a little bit, just so that it's not going as high. I think this will help if we can get it to work better. Feel that it's not just translating, but also rotating. It's good to blend the two when we can. It's not as much. Frame. Bring it back. Bring it out. Bring it back. Bring it out. And bring it back. So let's go ahead and see that now. Starting to come together here. I feel like this foot might be a little too over-pronounced, so let's take it where we have on the high point and just lower it a little bit more. let's get this footwork in here too. So let's drag it back there, lift it up, so it's more of a pronounced placed foot step on the front feet and more of a drag on the back. Let's go look at that now. We could do a little more translate Y here. I think what it's stemming from is the rotation kind of pulls from the tip of the foot rather than the heel. So I think that creates a little bit of jankiness in that first like kind of wrist bone here. That's okay, we'll work around it. And let's see, where's that one there? Breathe here. What was that? Breathe. Yeah. Let's go ahead and suck it in there. And breathe that out there. Suck it in there. And out there. This is probably going to be too much, and I think I'm going to switch the timing up on it as well. I'm going to do this more in the graph editor, just because this controller isn't exactly working the way that I would love it to. So when that usually happens, I usually switch to doing stuff in the graph editor, and it usually means because it's like a little bit of this controller goes a long way. So we're just using this. This isn't a necessity thing. It's just more of a flair kind of feel. And let's have it actually around a couple frames behind. There's some deformation there, so let's see if we can't find a better way. I think it's just because of the link step as well, though. So let's see if we lower that, if that cleans that up. It does. Okay, we're just going to have to do lower steps here, because I don't want it to deform as much in the geometry there. So let's go and look at that now. Just because I'm getting these knee pops here, take the translate Y overall and just pull it down a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. Here we go. just on this hip controller and see if that'll help a little bit more too. We get delayed a couple of frames here. Might be fun. And this is different than the root controller because this is really doing the hips, even though it's still affecting the rest of the body a little bit. So let's delay about 2 frames. So we have a little bit of raise. And maybe we should lower the rotate C's a little bit more. Just feel like it's kicking up a little too high there. This part, the shoulder, is kicking up a little too high. Unfortunately, there's no toe controller on here. It's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. And let's go ahead and do some swing on the tail. Back again. That way. And back again. Zero it out again. So let's see here. Okay, and let's go to 14 here. Back that way. Let's look at the tip here. And we'll have it drag a little bit here. That way. That way. That way. So let's see here. There we go. Got a little bit of flick in that tail. Feels pretty good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and look at this portion of the trunk. excuse me, got the hiccups. Okay, and let's take just the nose controller. And let's delay that like 2 more frames. Let's take the translate Y, these steps, and we'll delay them about 2 frames so those front steps hit a little bit harder. Maybe just 1 frame. Let's look at the back steps real quick. We'll do it to the back steps instead. Yeah, I feel like that's working a little better. And let's do blink eyes. Hold it for a little bit longer, just to give a little bit of life to those eyes. Okay, and let's look at who's their ear controller. Try to do a little bit of bounce there on the ears. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up, down, up and down. Let's see. Okay, and then let's take the second portion. And let's do let's move it to 4. Back and then forward, back and forward. And we'll have to go in and clean this up a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, did not do a very good job of plotting that out in there, so let's clean it up a little more. We don't need a lot of this, just a little bit. Add some floppiness into those ears a little bit. IE. Let's see here. That feels better. Let's see. Okay, it's too over the top, so we'll scale it back. And then let's go to the first section again. Let's see. Okay, let's go to the initial section here. Let's see. Okay, maybe a little bit less on the bottom section and a little bit more on the mid. Let's see here. Feels a little better. Still feels overall just like too much movement. I love some toe controllers in here to play around with, but I think overall we got some good stuff through, and also maybe a little bit so we could add some drag into the mammoth horns, tusks. Yeah, I think overall that works okay. Let's go ahead and grab this and we'll scale it back a little bit more. And should we do maybe more of an up angle? Just feel like that makes it more. Oh, come on. There we go. Adding a little bit of a tilt up angle makes it seem more dynamic and more grandiose, bigger, for intimidating. And let's go ahead and create a camera here. And I'll look through the camera. Go ahead and create polygon primitives cube. And redo that. Okay, and go back and look through the camera. contact. I think that works out, and we're probably getting close to an hour, if not over that, so let's turn our curves off. Let's go ahead and save our file here real quick, and let's take a look back at where we started when we were looking at Will Eisner. As for me, I am in pursuit of excellence. I have no time to get old, and I think that's a great thing for two reasons. First off, that there's no excuses, you gotta do it. And second, don't worry about all those other things that are going on. Like, if what you want to do is be a musician, don't worry about everything else that's going on in your life. Focus on that, and if you are talented and put the effort in and continue in your dream and stuff, the other things can fall into place with a little bit of luck too. With that being said, I hope you guys are continuing to pursue your dreams. Thanks a lot for watching and for liking and subscribing. You guys are amazing. And again, if you do end up using this rig to do an animation of your own, definitely share it back so I can see all the wonderful stuff you're creating. And that same thing goes for anything that you guys are working on these days. I'd just love to see you guys following your dreams. And being said, we'll see you for some more animation tomorrow.